it's gonna be one wet ride, so get ready for this wet day. Well then, let's get off the set! What are those monsters? That's right! A valuable resource that we've known for hundreds of millions of years that we use for many things today, like cooking, cleaning, showers, and drinking! Water can be found everywhere. Like oceans, lakes, rivers, glaciers, rain, hot springs. But we need fresh water to survive. Did you know that water covers 76% of our globe? Guess what, kids? There's a lot of fresh water to use out of it. By a lot, I mean only 2.5%. No way is that a lot of water. You may think that isn't true because of the continuous water pouring out of faucets today. But if you think about the people in Africa, they only get 1 bucket of water for a day for a family of 5 or more. So much more fresh water today, if not for our own human practices. So many of the things we do today affect not only the little amount of fresh water we have, but also kills off many of the innocent animals on land, sea and sky. Our human practices destroy the environment, not to mention our lives as well. It's our job to protect what we have left. There are many human practices that affect the environment, but we can list off a bunch. But for the sake of time, we'll just go with a few. First, gasoline-powered automobiles! Ooh, check that sweet Ferrari 458 Italia! Ooh yeah, I'ma drive this big boy 200 miles per hour! Aquaman to the rescue! Hey, you there! You're polluting the environment and all the fresh water we have! The gases from your Ferrari 458 Italia get absorbed into the clouds, polluting the water during precipitation. That creates acid rain that destroys land and kills off many cool animals by polluting the water they swim in, the land they live on, or even the food they eat. In the same way, that also affects us. Instead, buy a hybrid car or electric car like this, oh my gosh, Tesla Model S. Or you can use any rides like bikes, scooters, skateboards, rollerblades, and all variations of walking. Yes, I did just say that. Try to do that, but if you really can't do any of that, the least you can do is carpool! Thanks, Aquaman, you saved me again!
Hello, my little planty wanties. It's time for me to pour some pesticides on you.
Aquaman to the rescue! Hey, you there! You're polluting the water system! When you pour pesticides over the plants, the water washes it off, mixing the pesticides into the whole water system. This creates acid rain, which makes the soil unusable for more crops. The pesticides also contaminate our drinking water and flows into rivers and lakes, killing off many aquatic animals. They are my relatives! Instead, try to create pesticides that are poison-free. That'll help. Or just use a bug fence to put around your plants and not use pesticides in the first place.
We're going gravel mining. Maybe we'll find a few tons of gravel or something.
Yeah, maybe a gem or two. Well, see you guys.
Aquaman to the rescue! Hey, Aquaman, wrong way! Face the camera, Aquaman! Oh, let me redo that, okay? Aquaman to the rescue! Do you even know how gravel mining is? Do you know what it is? Do you know how bad it is for the environment? Do you know how bad it is for the fresh water? The sediment flows into rivers, just killing the animals in it and making the water dirty. Gravel mining also destroys the land around the mine. You people disgust me. I don't even want to be involved with your childish affairs. Mining. I mean, who does that? Well, since I am Aquaman and this superhero stuff, I do have to save the world. So Just try not to mine here. Instead, go places away from civilization or places not near precious soil, fresh water, and animals' habitats. Thanks, Aquaman. You saved us again. Water. 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 Water.
At birth, our bodies are roughly 75% water. We remain mostly water for the rest of our lives. We cannot survive even a week without fresh water. There's no life without it, for ecosystems, societies, and individuals. So how much usable water is there on Earth? Most of the water on Earth is ocean, a salty 97.5% to be precise, and the remaining 2.5% is fresh water. That little sliver of liquid sustains human life on Earth. It literally holds up civilizations. 2.5% is a small proportion, to be sure, and even that is broken down into smaller parts: surface water, water in ice caps and polar regions, and groundwater. First, surface water. All the liquid water above ground is surface water, and it is a tiny blip of an amount. 0.3% of all fresh water is surface water. It may seem counterintuitive, but it accounts for little streams all over the planet. All rivers, including the Nile, the Jordan, and the Mississippi, and lakes large to small like Victoria, the Great Lakes, and Baikal. Second, ice caps in polar regions freeze up to 70% of the planet's fresh water. This water is significant, but it isn't available for human use in a regular way. Finally, nearly 30% of all water on Earth is groundwater. As the name suggests, that's water in the ground. It can rest still and deep in huge caverns, or it can snuggle into little crevices of rock and pebble. The upshot? Thank goodness for groundwater. It's invisible to us, but it is much more plentiful than surface water. It is much more reliable and easier to obtain than frozen water. Without groundwater, our societies would be parched. So, how are we using that water? As a result of industrialization and population growth, demand for fresh water skyrocketed in the last century. Where is all that water going? First, we have to remember that fresh water is a global concern, but it is always local. Context matters. The Sahara is not Seattle. Still, some general information can help us get a handle on major trends. Who consumes the most fresh water? And what sectors consume the most fresh water? First, who? Well, the United States consumes the most water per capita of any country in the entire world, followed by parts of Europe and large industrializing nations like China. But this doesn't tell us what water is being used for. So let's look at it another way. If we ask what kinds of uses the water is going towards, we see a different picture. Agriculture accounts for roughly 70% of global freshwater consumption. Again, remember that the numbers vary by region, but still it's a staggering amount. And this makes a certain kind of sense. We need to eat, we need water to grow food. The bigger the population, the more food we need. And the wealthier we get, the more meat we eat, and the more water is required to produce our food. Furthermore, 22% of all fresh water worldwide goes to industrial uses. This includes the production of electricity, the extraction of fossil fuels, and the manufacturing of all manner of goods, from microchips to paper to blimps. 70% to agriculture, 22% to industrial uses. What's left? 8%. All those domestic uses: cooking, cleaning, bathing, drinking. It's a drop in the bucket of overall water use.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say, but water here is running out of days. We're not aware of all of it we waste, 'cause in the air the water's there and we don't give a care.
'Cause I'm thirsty.
Splash along if you feel like our H2O is out, yeah.
'Cause I'm thirsty.
Splash along if you feel that we're living in a drought.
'Cause I'm thirsty.
Splash along if you know that waterless will be our name.
'Cause I'm thirsty.
Splash along if you feel like that's what we need to save. Here come bad news, talking this and that. But the water we use just ain't coming back. I should probably warn you that it ain't fine. And the water's gone no matter time.
Here's why. 'Cause I'm thirsty.
Splash along if you feel like our H2O is out, yeah.
'Cause I'm thirsty.
Splash along if you feel like we're living in a drought.
'Cause I'm thirsty.
Splash along if you know that waterless will be your name.
'Cause I'm thirsty.
Splash along if you know, like that's what we need to save.